I can't count how many times I had to evacuate the White House because President Trump was breathing in our direction, because I was the security advisor after all. And by evacuating everyone, I was just doing my job. I was advising everybody to run like a bat out of hell to get themselves to safety, anyone but the president, of course, because he was already exhaling his biohazardous breath away from his own nose, and that made him already occupy the safest position he could be in, and that's behind his own breath. I'm serious, his breath was so densely packed with toxins and bad odor bacteria, his breath sometimes accidentally ignited some of the candles that were nearby. And after that observation, I hauled my ass to Bed Bath & Beyond as fast as humanly possible and bought some fire-resistant drapes, because the White House was just a breath sample away from being burned down completely. It was so bad that we had to start wrapping our heads with wet towels just to keep our hair from catching fire. And of course, that made me be very pissed at the Secretary of Defense, because I had a feeling that I was the only one doing anything about it, while it's his job is to defend everybody from the president's oral warfare against us. You know, those are not just some small Tomahawk missiles he fires out of his stank depot, but real nukes. And let me tell you something that you don't even need to verify, because all you need to do is just simply apply some logic to come to the same conclusion I did. If the combined stench of all the rotting corpses on all the cemeteries of the United States already comes out of his facial hole, I couldn't even begin to comprehend the level of stank his doctor has to endure when the president shows up at his doctor's office and demands him to give his urine bar that has never-ending layers of cheese on it a medical physical exam. Yeah, no, I can't. I simply can't imagine that your typical gas mask is built to withstand mustard gas, but not Trump penis.
Oh, sorry, Yuri, can I go clean up a little bit? Because I just came in my pants. I had a fleeting thought about microbes crawling on my penis, and that was too much compressed arousal in a second of time for my sperm cells to stay where they're normally caged up. But this is an event I am prepared for. I always keep clean underwear in my car, because traffic jams have shown to be very dangerous for me to not wander with my thoughts and ejaculate in my underpants without so much as a dick heads up. Oh, no, you're not going to guilt me into this, Boris. Absolutely not, you grumpy poop hole of a man. There's nothing for me to be ashamed of, Boris. Many people get caught with selling slutty Polaroids of underage bacteria. So don't sit there like a finger-pointing smegma virus when nature calls in a whorish way. Boris, you answer. But I guess you don't really grasp that concept, do you? You stupid, smelly little celibate choir boy that you are. You are actually more monkey than monk. You know that. No, you can't take it back now. Johnny, you promised to dance the penis cheese Macarena with me while we spasm out of control by holding a Novichok gas dispenser against our P-shaft storage units of cheese. What the hell do I care? That you really didn't think I was serious pact is a pact. Johnny's so wet your downstairs willy because it's happening. And to make it more adventurous, I have called the emergency services. Absolutely forbid anybody from coming to our aid should we be needing some urgently. Hey, Michael, is it all right if we order some takeout? Yeah, for me, it's going to be excrement beaks with bloody custard sauce and some baked termites rolled up in a flapjack of turtle penis on the side. Should they be out of that, in that case, I'll have some woodpecker pecker in a blanket and a Russian Sputnik with bits and pieces of real cosmonaut Yuri, preferably some prostate souffle or mashed armpit epidermis. And to drink, I'll have a vanilla spider silk shake with some whipped cream on top. And make sure they absolutely use the most whipped cream brand, probably North Korean cream, where I absolutely trust the people being whipped to make the cream I'll be enjoying later. So ask for North Korean whipped savagery in flask, if you would be so kind, Michael. Thank you. How can I put this, Ludwig? I have no interest in your sister whatsoever. And before you answer, yes, she is pretty. Yes, she is very hygienic. And that last one is the bottleneck for me. I have high bacterial standards, a high bacterial colony count, to be exact. And when you constantly wash yourself with soap, that's going to prevent you from having a lot of bacteria, and I find that just too repulsive for me. Else would you see me preferring swimming in raw sewage instead of just a clean river? My occupations for when I'm bored, I hold a blow dryer underneath my penis when I masturbate, so that when I ejaculate, some of my scrotum clay will fly upwards, and I run after it with the blow dryer to see how long I can keep it airborne, like how you would keep smacking a balloon upwards, so that you prevent it from ever touching the ground. No time may fly when you're having fun, but for me, that's only true when some of my prostate clay flies alongside with it. I find nothing strange about me trying to let myself choke on my stomach acid whenever I have acid reflux shooting in my throat. I try to let it enter my trachea so it can slowly and painfully dissolve some organ tissue of my lungs. The reason why is that I've lied about having tuberculosis to a friend of mine, and I don't want to be called out for it. So that when I would see him, stomach acid in my lungs would make me start coughing up blood right in front of him. Pretty clever, right? Want to smoke some macro cannabis with me? Robbie, I also have some dried up diarrhea salvia and pure rotten Indian scalp hashish. If you rather have that, if you're like me, you always need your daily hit. If I'm out of spliff, I would go visit a goat at a farm and hold a lighter underneath its penis until I see the smoke coming off of it and take in some drags of burned goat penis. So it would cause me to have some aggressive seizures and alter my consciousness that way.
Hey, or better yet, hey, did I just hear you talk about barn hay? Because that brings back horny memories of me as a kid masturbating in hay from our barn animals. Seeing my father thrust his pitchfork in and out of stacks of hay is equal to pressing my libido button. So please excuse me for masturbating while we continue having this conversation. All right, Peggy. So don't think that me jerking myself off is going to be about you. Is this a setup, my good man? Oh yeah, sure. Like I would believe that it just happened to be that I have a very soft spot for shit stains, sexually. And you just happen to present yourself in front of me while somehow also having a stain of shit on your crotch. Come on, Wesley. At least be upfront about it. Who did you talk to? My old feces masturbation buddy, Timothy Buttwad, aka Timmy Ass Poop, or what? But goddamn it, Wesley, it's already too late now. Thanks a lot, pal. Now I have to go jerk off first. One of the phrases that I use when I try to steer the conversation towards the bedroom when I'm on a first date is taking her out to dinner at the restaurant and already pre-selecting the food we're going to eat to be meatloaf, and then hoping she says, do you really want to have some meatloaf? And then looking at her with a serious face and say, no, not really, no. What I want is to get my meat log in my pants to be able to get some pussy of yours to eat. I want to have some nightmarish sex with you.